Here with junior R.J. Hunter as the Panthers prepare for a busy week of action on the court. Before we talk about this week, let's talk about last week. You would admit yourself, you'd been in a little bit of a slump, but really came out of it, capped by a 37-point performance on Saturday. Just kind of talk to us a little bit about that game and what it meant to get a big win over Troy.
Yeah, I understand as being a shooter, you're going to have your ups and downs, and at that point, I was just really down. And I know once you're at that low point, your probably high points are coming up. So I knew that in these games coming in, I made a few adjustments on my shots, and my teammates really found me the ball and really picked me up, so that helped.
Big home game coming up this Thursday. It's the annual game, Barefoot for Barefeet game, and obviously you've played a large role in Samaritan's feet along with your dad. What does it mean to see him on the sideline coaching in Barefeet and doing what he's done with such a great organization?
Yeah, it's always a special day for me and my family, because in the middle of the season, it kind of puts things in perspective again, while he's doing that. And it's always special for me, and it's always good to see him looking over at timeouts and he sees Barefoot. So it kind of lets you take a step back from the game a little bit and kind of enjoy yourself for that one time.
It's been about 5-6 months since you and the rest of the team were down in Costa Rica. How'd that trip change your life, and what has it meant, thinking back on those great memories down there?
Yeah, it's just a mental refresh, just going over there and seeing everything and just being away from the country a little bit and seeing how good you have it. And two, you just appreciate things more. So like you said, it's a life-changing experience, and ever since I came back, I don't think I've been the same person. And from time to time when I'm struggling, I definitely look back at that experience.
Well, RJ, we appreciate your time, and good luck on Thursday night.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Here with Georgia State men's basketball coach Ron Hunter. Coach, before we get to a busy week for you this week, talk about Saturday's game and how important it was after a little bump in the road last week to get a big win at home against Troy.
Yeah, you know what? The season's a long season, and you go through ups and downs of the season. And we knew we had 3 games last week, and we lost 2 games, and we haven't lost 2 conference games since we've been here. And so we want to make sure that the sky isn't falling. That's part of what happens in college basketball. But the bounce back with one of our leaders being down, and Ryan Harrell just showed the mental toughness of this group. And so really proud of that. We know it's a long season. One of the things we talked about, we don't get too high on wins, and we definitely don't get too low on a loss. So the kids bounce back, and so we've got another busy week, got 3 games again, and so we got to get ourselves ready. But I'm really happy the way these kids are playing and how they're approaching this season.
Talk a little bit about Thursday night. Obviously, it's another conference game, but at the same point, it has a little extra meaning to you. This will be the 8th time you've coached Barefoot, 4th time at Georgia State, and just talk about Samaritan's feet and what doing this really means to you.
Yeah, this is near and dear to my heart, because I know how this affects the children. And again, if we only raise 1 pair of shoes, that's 1 child that will go with a pair of shoes that may never get a pair. And so it excites me to do that. My feet don't, of course, they get too excited because I'm usually hurting after the game. But it's something really special to me, to my family, and to my guys. They went with us a couple times in the last couple of years that we've been able to distribute shoes to children. And so it's important. We've got probably over 1,000 coaches that are going to join us in this, and so I'm just really proud to be a part of this. At the end of the day, the wins and losses are great, but when we can help people, especially children, it's much bigger than any game you can win.
As you alluded to, obviously it took the team down to Costa Rica 5-6 months ago. How much did that change your life? And obviously you've seen it change the lives of members of your team as well.
Well, it does, in the sense that I love to see, young college student athletes giving back. That we live in such a world where we're entitled to so many different things. They think that they're entitled to so many different things. And to see them kind of give back and understand, to see what poverty really is. We take for granted every time we wake up that we can put shoes on our feet. And there are children, 10 million of those children, that wake up every morning and don't have that same privilege. And so to be able to help with that and see our guys be a part of that is something really special.
And a lot of people may not know, obviously you do coach Barefeet, but it's always around the Martin Luther King Jr. National Day of Service, which will be coming up on Monday. And what does that mean to you, obviously, going back probably more than just coaching?
Yeah, when we first started this, I thought the one thing that had to be tied in is that we had to do it around the Martin Luther King weekend because of what he did. And we talk about service. And again, there's no greater service than getting on your knees and washing the feet of a child and giving them a pair of shoes. And so as the leader of our basketball team and being the head coach, I want our guys to see that that I can do that I would love for them to do that also. But you can't have a great life for yourself unless you make somebody else's life better.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time, and good luck Thursday night.
All right, thank you. Let's go get a pedicure.